Imagine this. Dubai, 2005. The skyline gleaming, the city a symbol of wealth and luxury, where towering skyscrapers touch the sky and gold seems to be around every corner. It's a city known for opulence, where the streets sparkle with promises of wealth and everything is built to impress. But amidst the glitter and glamour, something truly wild was about to go down, and no one could have predicted it. A heist, one so perfectly executed, so smooth, it seemed like it was lifted straight from the pages of a spy novel. And it wasn't some quick smash-and-grab job. Oh no, this was something else entirely. This was the Dubai Gold Heist, and it would go down in history as one of the slickest robberies ever pulled off. Now, when you think of heists, you probably picture a group of masked criminals storming in with guns blazing, making a scene and drawing all eyes to themselves. But not this time. Not in Dubai. These thieves didn't need to make a scene. They didn't need to break windows or set off alarms. In fact, they didn't even need to be particularly flashy or aggressive. What they needed was patience, precision, and an inside track into one of the most lucrative industries in the world, gold. And the city of Dubai, known for being the hub of the global gold market, was the perfect place to pull it off. The plan was simple yet incredibly effective. The thieves were smart. They weren't your average street-level criminals looking for a quick buck. These guys were professionals. They knew exactly where to hit, and they knew the gold trade inside and out. They weren't looking for just any gold either. They were after big numbers, big shipments, the kind of gold that could change lives. And they didn't need a crew of dozens. No, they kept it small, efficient. The team was tight-knit with just a few key players. One of those key players? An insider. Someone who knew the gold business in and out. Someone who had access to the right information, and more importantly, the right connections. You see, in Dubai's gold market, transactions were happening constantly. There were tons of people moving gold in and out of the city, buying and selling at enormous quantities. But with all this movement, it was surprisingly easy to slip something under the radar. The thieves knew that if they timed everything just right, they could make off with a shipment of gold so massive, no one would realize it was missing until it was too late. And that's exactly what they did. The plan didn't involve high-speed chases or helicopters swooping in from above. It didn't need any of that. All they needed was a truck. A simple, unremarkable truck that would blend right into the landscape. The thieves drove in, took their time, and went about their business like they were just another shipment of goods making its way through the city. There were no alarms, no sirens, and certainly no flashing lights. They didn't need to create a scene. They just needed to make sure that no one noticed they were there. The gold, it was in their hands before anyone could even blink. By the time the authorities even realized what happened, the thieves were long gone, slipping through the cracks without leaving a trace. The truck, which had been filled to the brim with gold, was already miles away, and the gold itself was hidden in places so clever, it was as if it had never existed in the first place. There was no sign of the thieves, no fingerprints, no security footage that led anywhere. Just gold. Gone. But the real kicker, the value of the stolen gold was estimated at $15 million. That's a lot of gold, a lot of wealth, and a lot of questions that were left unanswered. How did they pull it off? How did a group of thieves manage to sneak in and make off with such an enormous haul without anyone noticing? It was like they knew exactly where to strike, when to strike, and how to slip through the cracks of one of the most secure cities in the world. The police were left stunned. They had security cameras everywhere. They had checkpoints. They had all the technology and systems in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening. And yet, somehow, the thieves had managed to slip right through, disappearing into the night without leaving a single trace. For months, the authorities scrambled, chasing leads, looking for answers, but finding nothing. No clues, no witnesses, no suspects. It was as if the gold had simply evaporated into thin air. But it wasn't just the authorities who were puzzled. The entire gold industry in Dubai was shaken. How could something like this happen? How could $15 million in gold simply vanish? People started to question the very security of the industry. The heist was so well executed that it seemed impossible that it had been anything but planned down to the smallest detail. The thieves didn't just steal gold, they stole confidence. They made the impossible look easy, and in doing so, they made Dubai's entire gold market question its safety. Weeks turned into months, and still the gold remained missing. Some of the stolen items were eventually traced back to underground markets, but a significant portion of the loot was never recovered. The thieves had covered their tracks so thoroughly that it was nearly impossible to trace where the gold had gone. Some said the thieves had been part of a larger network, operating not just in Dubai, but across the globe, using connections and methods that made them nearly impossible to catch. So what happened to the thieves? Did they get away with it forever? Did they disappear into the shadows, living the high life with gold stacked up to their ceilings? Or did they slip up? Did their greed get the better of them? Years later, the mystery of the Dubai Gold Heist still looms large. Some people speculate that the thieves might have hidden the gold in plain sight, sitting on it until the heat died down, while others believe they've long since melted the gold down and sold it off piece by piece, making it impossible to trace. Whatever the truth is, the Dubai Gold Heist remains one of the most incredible robberies in modern history. It wasn't the flashy, high-octane kind of heist you see in movies. It wasn't about making a scene or drawing attention. It was about slipping through the cracks, about patience and precision. And at the end of the day, the thieves proved one simple thing. With enough planning, even the most secure places in the world aren't safe from a well-executed heist. So next time you're walking down the streets of Dubai or any other city known for its wealth, take a second and ask yourself, what if you were the one who planned the perfect heist? Would you have the guts to pull it off like they did?